get going. सदाशिव समारंभां शंकराचार्य मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्य पर्यन्तां वंदे गुरु परंपराम् लोकाभिरामं रणरंगधीरं राजीवनेत्रं रघुवंशनाथं कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरन्तं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये. Jai Siya Ram. So yeah, today is the last. We will cover whole lot from Lanka to Ayodhya, long journey, but we have a Pushpak Viman. It moves very fast. So we'll reach within 1 hour Sri Lanka to Ayodhya. So I said in the beginning that this is end-to-end journey and it is coming to end today. So we have enjoyed. I mean, I personally enjoyed, and I think everybody together we enjoyed. It's a satsang. So again, just very recap, it is Itihas, book for Hindus, not for Hindus. Many non-Hindus also read this as Itihas, as history. As I was telling last week, I was in a Buddhist temple for some big program and I was as a guest invited, and they said that they also read Ramayana as Itihas. So it is like we know that, right? So Itihas, but not only for us, it is Itihas, it is Arsha Granth also. And Arsha Granth means which is compiled by rishis, that is called Arsha Granth. Typically, when we say Arsha Granth, a lot of people think it's only Ved and Upanishad. Now, according to me, anything said by any rishi is a Arsha Granth. It doesn't matter it is compiled or not. Any Vakya from a rishi is a Arsha Vakya. So Arsha Granth, it is Arsha Granth for Ramayana. There's a lot of teaching in that, right? Then again, we for what we these days go over is a Ram Katha, more than just Ramayana. Ramayana is Itihas, we know that, right? Ramasya Ayanam iti Ramayanam. Ram or Sita's Ayanam iti Sita Ramayana, like that. But what we these days popular version is Ram Katha, because as is Itihas means you cannot read with that interest. So our acharyas like Tulsidas ji, many other, they put a lot of emotions and created a katha out of it. The katha is like a screenplay where we can enjoy, we can visualize things. Thanks to Hanuman Prasad Poddar ji and other acharyas who compiled in the book form, which we see these days. They came up with the pictures that here's a Ram Bhagwan, here's Sita ji, all those pictures they came up with, Gita Press Gurupur. So thanks to them. I mean, they are no more, but always. So this is Itihas, and the anytime we listen to Katha, there is a Phalshruti. Phalshruti means something will happen. And so this Katha, Tulsidas ji has very clearly said that what will happen, Ramcharit Manasam idam bhaktya gayanti ye manava sansar ghor kirne na dayanti. So it's like giving example of ghor kiran. When we go on hot sun outside, our skin get burned because sun is very hot. Similarly, in sansar, when we go out, sansar is full of dualities, right? Sukha, dukkha, and all opposites. So we all get burned by that. We all know that. Everybody goes through modern term stress and anxiety. But Tulsidas says, Ram, just like if you go to hot sun with your some cream and everything, and then you don't get burned. So Ram Katha is that. Once you have Ram Nam in your heart, you can go out in sansar and sansar will not disturb you. That's what Tulsidas' promise. And we have seen this. Otherwise, Ramayana would not have survived for so long, right? We all know that, right? And that's the purpose of this whole session also. Anytime we listen to Ram Katha, and at the end, we'll see the take-home message, which is customized by me, but it's like authority given by Tulsidas ji and Valmiki ji. Do it. Go ahead. So that's the beauty of Sanatan Dharma, that we are given that freedom, not to like mingle or not to destroy the fundamental message, but we can interpret, right, based on the time and space, place. So that is Falshruti. Third is Adhikari. Tulsidas ji very nicely said, Ram Katha ke tehi Adhikari, जिनके सत संगति अति प्यारी. राम कथा का आनंद उसी को मिलेगा जिसको सत्संग प्यारा है. No arguments here. And we'll take one issue which is always argued at the end. But again, very clear message that argument is not Ram Katha. Just enjoy that, right? So it is like this. Like when we eat chewing gum is not just take them in the mouth and swallow. No, just regurgitate. Take the swad of chewing gum. So katha is like that. Bhagwan ka naam muh mein leke just regurgitate, like cow animals do that. They take all the food in mouth and the whole night they regurgitate. And then they get all the benefits of that food. In fact, that's why we say that in our Ayurveda that when you're eating, 32 times you should chew one mouthful, or that is because that's where you get the juice, the benefit of that. So same thing with Katha Ram now. Any Katha but here Ram now. You have to regurgitate that. Uska ras, then you get the ras from within. So that's what Adhikari. So now we are on, Yuddhakand just finished, and we'll go to, still in the Yuddhakand and Uttarakand. Typically, a lot of people have that Valmiki ji stopped at Yuddhakand. Later on, Uttarakand was added, but doesn't matter. We don't have to get into all those scholarly things. Let's enjoy, right, whatever is available to us. So Hanumanji, Bhagwan again chose. We know Hanumanji's entry, whole change, the whole thing, right? So we saw Bhagwan chose Hanumanji when he was going to Lanka. Here is a Mudrika, give it to Sita ji, because Bhagwan was very confident this person is going to finish the task. Then Sanjeevani time, Bhagwan says, Hanuman ji can go and get Sanjeevani. Now then everything is over. Bhagwan, Vibhishan was coronated, given the kingdom. And now say we go back. Sita ji has come. And in fact, Bhagwan sent Ramji to Sita ji again that, oh, war is over, Ravan is done, will you come here? And then Sita ji was brought. Now Bhagwan says to Hanumanji, now you go to Ayodhya and tell Bharat. And because Bharat said that the moment 14 years, if you remember in Ayodhya Kand, he said the moment 14 years are over, if you don't come, Bharat is going to die. So Bhagwan remembers that. Bhagwan says, Hanumanji, you just go right now, because it's going to be 14 years very soon. So go next day, otherwise Bharat will just give up his body. So Hanumanji flew to and then reach Lanka. So, Ayodhya, and then giving message to Bharatji. So we'll see. So Hanumanji is describing to Bharatji, very, very quick, we'll read that, right? Hanumanji is saying to Bharatji that Tade dadrashyate Dusad Vimanam Chandra Sannibham Vimanam Pushpakam Divyam Manasa Brahmanirmitam Ravanam Bandhaveva Sardham Hatva Labdham Mahatmana. He says Ravan ne jo Viman le liya tha Kuber se, that with that Pushpak Viman Bhagwan is coming. And you can see that Hanumanji, he describes, see like a moon, the Viman is coming. And we can see that like these days. So he said, look at the moon, that Viman is coming. And the Viman comes. So now it is coming, approaching Ayodhya. Very nicely described by Valmiki ji. Tulsidas ji didn't get into all that. So then he is saying, Etasmin bhrataro viro vedeha saharagavo sugrivascha mahateja rakshashasya vibhishana. He said, look at the Viman. There is this Vedeh Kumari, Sita ji is there, Lakshman ji is there, Sugriv is there, Vibhishan, they're all sitting. In fact, there is one, I'll just skip, when the Viman is starting from Lanka, Bhagwan was telling Sita ji that we did Rameshwaram here. It's mentioned in Valmiki Ramayana. Last time we saw that. Or I did Shiv Puja. That is called Rameshwaram. And then he's showing from, like we can imagine them from plane. This is the place we stayed. This is Kishkinda where I met Sugriv. So Sita ji tells, it is in Valmiki Ramayana. Sita ji, can you hold on? Can you like land here or what? He said, because I want to take Tara and Sugriv's and Angad's wife and Bali's wife also to Ayodhya. And it is said that they stopped there. She said, let all those wives also come. So they gather everybody. It's like looks like Southwest flight. Hey, free sitting, come here. Everybody can sit here. So they took all those ladies, Sita ji said, let them also come. and they come to. So now when Hanumanji says, look at that, so no people saw Ayodhya Vasis. We have seen like very recently last year when Ram Mandir was inaugurated, there was a lot of bhajan, Ram aayenge, Ram aayenge, meri kutiya ke bhag jag jayenge. Similarly, so there is a shlok here, Ayodhya Vasi, when they look at plane is coming, Pushpak, tato harsh samudbhato nivasno sono devam sprashita stri bala yuva vradhanam ramo ayam iti kirtita. They just started, like, oh, Ram is here, like that. The sound, it says the sound, ni swano. The sound is so high that the entire Akash was echoing. Ram is coming, Ram is coming. Everybody says, it says Vrad, children, old, all Devasi, they are saying, oh, Ram is coming, oh, Ram is coming. Harshanath, like that. So then there is one shlok very quickly. It says, very nicely it said, Valmiki ji has a very nice script. He said, Tato Ramabhyam Anugyatam Tat Vimanam Uttamam Hansa Yuktam Mahavegam Nipatpatat Mahitalam. Nipapat means Girna, like landing. So he says, with the instruction of Bhagavan Ram, Hansa Yuktam Mahavegam, the Pushpak Viman look like a swan, Lufthansa. It looks like, he says, Hansa Yuktam, Lufthansa. And Bhagavan says, get down here. And it says, Nip Pat Mahitalam. It landed on the earth. So it's like a smooth landing, Bhagavan ki agya se. So then Bhagavan landed there and got off. So that's what now Bhagavan in Ayodhya. So move forward, and then now Bhagavan is telling Bharatji. 589, yes. So Bharatji came and he says, now I'm done. So now it is all your kingdom. I was waiting for this day. Good you came. So there is a very nice shlok Bharatji says when he says Bhagavan, Pujita mamika mata dattam rajyam idam mama tad dadami punastubhyam yathatam madada mama. You gave this with respect in respect of my mother that gave kingdom to me, which belonged to you basically. But आपने, like, that is Ram. कि जाते समय भी उन्होंने ऐसा किया था कि भरत बोल रहे हैं कि with respect you gave it, out of respect for my mother you gave this to me. Now I'm handing over, because I never sat on that throne. आपकी पादिका उस पे थी. So he is giving a very good metaphor कि how I was handling this. Somehow I handled this. He said, Dhurmeka kakinanyastam vrashbhen baliyasa kishorvad gurum bharam navodum mam utsahe. He says, is as if a bull which pulls things, like bull means power. I am a calf. I was able to pull this Ayodhya which belonged to a bull like Ram, but I had not have power. I was like a calf, but I still somehow pulled on. And he gave another example is like that the big dam, if the water comes out of the dam, like the land cannot handle the water, it was so powerful. But somehow that was like for me, it was so big, huge, but because of your kripa or love, I was able to, now it is handed over to you. So Bhagavan, then the whole description goes that now they said कि now here is a chariot, आप इसमें बैठ के वहाँ whatever airport, I'm sure there was an airport, he's an airport to the mahal here to go. So the Shatrughan got a rath. It is a very nice description here. Exactly the picture we see many times is here. And that's what I have a lot of respect for Hanuman Prasad Poddar. He read all these and created those pictures. What we see is not there. He created those pictures. It describes here is a rath. When there is a chhatra, there is umbrella. Bhagavan is sitting in the chhatra. I'm not going to read the whole shlok. And it says that, Chagraho Bharato Rashmi Shatrun Chhatra Mamade Lakshmano Vijanam Tasya Murthi Sanjivayas Tada. He says, the chamar, they call it like the fan was used by Raja. Other people like whisk fan. One Shatrughan has a whisk fan, Lakshman has one plate, Vibhishan and Sugriva is standing on. So all that is describing here. And Bhagavan is sitting there as Sita Ramji. and that Rath is going. And, all Ayodhya are enjoying. That's what we we saw Ram Lala. It was Ram Lala, but the whole picture was, we have very recently seen that, how joyful it could have been when Ram is coming back to Ayodhya. So that's what he's describing. And the Chhatrapati, that's why we call it Chhatrapati, because there was a Chhatra and Bhagwan is sitting under that Chhatra. So now it says, further going down, that they call Vasishtha and it says actually Jambavan, Hanuman, all these people were sitting there, right? And they told, again, Hanumanji was given instruction, can you get the rivers from rivers? So it says, five Panchanam Jalam Kumbher Ura Paharan, 500 rivers from all over Bharat. They got the jal in Kalash for Bhagwan's Abhishek, 500 rivers. I'm sure there are Bharat mein to nadiyan hai. So Sugri sent all the people, and I'm sure they prepared well. So they got 500 river jal of in Kalash. And now Vashishji comes, and he's Vashishji Kiritena Tatha Paschad Vashishtena Mahatmanah Ritvik Bhag Bhurna Chaiva Samoyo Kshatraghava. He's saying that Kirit, that Mukut, that which was the crown, which was used by Manu Raja, it says, Manu, then Ikshwaku, then Aj, then Anshuman, Dilip, Sagar, Bharat, Dashrath, and now that same year, Mukut, because it was kept, Bharat never used it. So Vashishth ji ne us Mukut ka Abhishek kiya. Vashishth ji washed that Mukut, and that Mukut was put on Bhagwan Ram's head. And that is called, we call it these days, Pattabhishekam. It uses the word Bhagu. Vasishtha ji did the Pattabhishekam. Now Bhagwan has become Raja Ram. And we all love Raja Ram, right? So Bhagwan, so that is all described here. And then further, yeah, so now Bhagwan is sitting, and very nice scene, and that is depicted in Ram Leela. So Bhagwan tells Sita ji, now give gift to people, right? So Sita ji gives Sugriv, and a lot of people the gift were given. So Bhagwan gave one mala, it is mentioned here. It says, okay, so Bhagwan is saying, Avekshanam Vedehi Pradato Vayusunave Avumuchyamanah Kantadvaram Janakanandini. Bhagwan gave one mala to Sita ji and says, choose whoever you want to give this mala to. And Sita ji looks here and then looks at Hanumanji. He said, this mala goes to, and we know that story, we have heard that Hanumanji broke all the, that's not given here, that's added by Acharyas, but I'm sure Hanumanji's goal was, mala doesn't mean anything to me if there is no Ram now. So that later on our Acharyas have added, but that's what is mentioned here. Sita ji ne tamingi vitagya sapreksha vabhashe janakatmajah prahire subage haram yasya tushtami bhamini. तुम जिसको समझो दे दो. So Sita ji picked up Hanuman ji, and it is mentioned Hanuman sten harena shushabhe vanara shabha. So Hanuman ji was enjoying that mala in his neck. That's what he's saying. And I'm sure the story was added later on that Hanuman ji broke, and we can imagine that Hanuman ji can do all that kind of thing. So now Bhagwan says, very nice shlok, very, very powerful message here. That's what all Ramayana is all about. So Bhagwan is saying to Lakshman, Lakshman, Atishta dharmagya mayasa hetam gam purva raja pishant balena. Lakshman, you have been with me, so I want you to be Yuvraj. He's saying. So you join me in managing the kingdom. The word he has used, managing the kingdom, you become the Yuvraj. And Lakshmanji said, no, I don't want to be Yuvraj. And Bhagavan, there is insistence. Lakshmanji says, no, I want to be. So it says, Yadana Saumitre Rupe Meti Yogam. And he says, I cannot take this role. So then Bhagavan looks at Bharat, and Bharat says, Bharat, you have to become Yuvraj. And then Bharat accepted. So Tato Bhishichajam Bharatam Mahatma. So Bharat became Yuvraj. So look at this, like, now these days we so much fight about the power and position. Here two brothers are saying, I don't want to be Yuvraj. If Bharatji says, I don't, then this is what Ramayana is all about. This is what the family values. This is what the Atmiyata, that is what Ramayana is all about. It's just, It's the message as we get, right? So finally, in now Ram Rajya is Stapit. We read few, not, we don't have too much time. We'll read just few things about Ram Rajya, right? So yeah, it's 105 like that. So it says, Valmiki is describing, Asana praja dharma para Rame shasati nanratah sarve lakshana sampannah sarve dharma parayana. श्री राम के शासन काल में सारी प्रजा धर्म में तत्पर थी, झूठ नहीं बोलती थी, सब लोग उत्तम लक्षणों से संपन्न थे, सबने धर्म का आश्रय ले रखा था. Everybody was following, and it says varnashram dharma. Varnashram, we know the varnashram dharma based in swadharma. What is your assigned duty based on your skill and the place in the society. So that's a Ram Rajya mein everybody was, the distribution of labor, distribution of responsibilities was, and everybody was enjoying that. I mean, there's a whole description, but I read one shlok. It says, Sarve Dharma Parayana. Everybody was Dharma Parayan. And very simple word, Dharma Parayan means Swadharma Parayan. There is no Dharma Parayan. I mean, there's a whole big discussion as in Bhagavad Gita. But I personally, whenever I talk to people, especially young people, they ask, I said, Dharma, there is no Dharma. It is Swadharma. Always Swadharma. We have to supply that because there's no Dharma for me. It is Swadharma for me. If we all are doing our, that's what is Swadharma. If everybody is Swadharma Parayan, then Dharma will be sustained. There is no separately I have to work to do Dharma. There is no Dharma like that. It is Swadharma. So that's what is Swadharma Parayana. And that's what Dharma was. And Bhagwan, we know, himself is the embodiment of Dharma. Ramoho Vigrahavan Dharma. So that's what Ram Rajya Sthapit Hoga, everything is done. We don't want to go into many detail, but because we have limited time. Just one subject I just want to bring here, which is a lot, and we'll not spend a whole lot of time. Very clear. I'll give my opinion and whatever is given in the Ramayana. Sita ji, the Tyag, right? Now it happens, Bhagwan Ram, when Ram Rajya was there, he used to go in the night and listen what people are saying. And one time he called the assembly, all the brothers and everyone, and said, what's happening? Can you find out? So they sent some people around, and they came back that, yeah, there is a discussion in the town that Ram is a Raja. And if ideally, like Sita ji was not with him for almost like a year. So now he has like brought Sita ji back, and there is a discussion going on. And people are saying, and I'm sure we should put ourselves in that situation of maybe the different families in the town. There is society has a lot of sections. So one section is saying that we cannot do with our wife because there could be some time. And so now there is a shlok. He says, Yathahi kurute raja praja tatma anuvartati. They are saying, if Raja is doing like that, then praja will do. So what will happen to the social structure or social norm? And so I think Ram ideally should not have Sita ji brought, right? And this is a whole discussion people discuss. I don't want to get into that. And I even don't discuss. I remember one time, couple of times, I did some presentation on many times, not one time, Hindu values. And few times it has happened that after my presentation, somebody, I have a question. You have a question here. And all of a sudden the presentation is over Hindus, like Sanskriti or Hindus in America. And they said, why did Bhagwan Ram left Sita ji? And all of people randomly, if they ask question, you are Shindu Parishad, you answer that. And so anyway, there is no one answer, but the answer is very clear. We'll read. I'll read three shlok, right? And then that is my answer, right? Bhagwan Ram told Lakshman, you have to take tomorrow morning Sita, and look at, there is a shlok here. People don't read the whole thing, right? He says, Lakshman, tomorrow morning, I cannot face Sita. See, look at that. If he didn't like Sita, he would have told himself. And Sita ji, if you remember, when Bhagwan Ram was going to Vanvas, and he told Sita ji, you cannot come with me. And there is a shlok where Sita ji says, Na asya samprati vaktavya vartitam yathamaya. You don't explain me what is my duty, what is my sadharma. I know. My father, mother has taught me. And she said to Ramji, don't give me vaktavya, don't give me lecture. I know what is my responsibility. My responsibility to come with you. You cannot say no. And Bhagwan said, okay, come. Like जैसे हम लोग कहते ठीक है यार अभी जाने दो. So she had that assertion. This time when Lakshman says, she did say no. In fact, Bhagwan Ram says people don't read that. He says, Gangayastu pare pare Valmikestu Mahatmana Ashramo Divya Sankasha Shanka Tamsa Tiramashrital. Lakshman, there is the ashram of Valmiki ji Samtat. Samtam is there is a, Ganga is next to Kanpur, right? So there is a Valmiki ashram. So Sita was telling me there is a shlok that I want to spend some time in ashram. I think this is an opportunity for her to spend time there. So you take her to Valmiki ashram. So it's not like people abandoned Sita. There is no abandonment. See, Bhagwan Ramji, he knows, right, what. So he is doing based on some rule, whatever Raja has to do at the same time. And he says, leave her in the Valmiki. Already he knew there is a Valmiki ashram and she will take care. So, and then look at the Ram, he was crying when Aranyakand we saw when Sita was taken away by Ravan. He was crying, he's asking the trees, right? Kaschit tvaya drashta sa kadam priya ma priya. Have you seen my priya Sita? He's asking trees and animals and shedding tears. So if there was a problem with Ram and Sita, so people don't understand. In fact, there is one shlok when Lakshmanji leaving, and there's a whole discussion between Lakshmanji and Sitaji. Sitaji is saying, can you go back and give one sandesh to Bhagwan Ram? Look at that. Now people don't see Bhagwan Ram has Sita has no conflict. They never had any conflict. So she's saying, Lakshman, when you go back, give my message to Ramchandraji. And she's saying, मया च परिहर्तव कर्तव्यम तम ही मे परमा गति. उनसे दूर रहना भी मेरा ही कर्तव्य है. She is saying. Now she realized at the moment, because Ram never met Sita ji. He couldn't face it. He's told Lakshman, and Lakshman only said that the instruction given to me, Lakshman is crying that I have to leave you in Valmiki ashram. She said, she got it. Look at that is what Ram Sita's understanding. She got it. What is the problem here? Hey, somebody is talking. She must have heard. So she's saying, that is my kartavya to stay away from Ram. And she has no object. And in fact, she gives a message. She says that, Lakshman, tell Ramji that don't be aggressive towards people who made this to happen. Treat citizens with love as you used to do that. Not because of me the situation happened, you don't treat them with love. That is the message Sita ji. Now people क्यों किया? इसलिए मैं बोलता हूँ आप लोगों को एक दो लोगों ने मुझसे पूछा ना आपकी जिंदगी में मौका है ना, that you don't do it. Let's not worry about राम जी. आप बाकी राम जी ने काम किया वो करो और आपकी पत्नी के साथ झंझट हो तो मत करना ये. Then so that's it. Don't get into Ram ji's character or Sita ji. They have no problem. They were absolutely fine. And so that's, but I thought we'll bring it because there's a lot of time people ask. So very simple. Tulsidas ji is very smart. Tulsidas ji skipped the whole thing. He didn't even talk about that. Sita, he said, no, Ram Raj ho gaya, Lavkush aa gaya and khatam. See, Tulsidas ji ne wahi khatam kar diya. And he's just enjoying the Ram Raj rather than this episode. So let's not, no problem for us. There was no, in fact, there is a shlok where it says, one time Bhagwan was doing yajna. It says, Yajna patnyartham janaki kanchinim bhavat. Kanchan ki janaki bana ke yajna kiya Bhagwan ne. If he has problem with Sita ji, then why he said, Valmiki Ramayana says, Sita ji, sone ki Sita ke saath yajna kiya. So everything was fine. So Ram devotees should not worry about that. Let's enjoy the Ram Gatha. Sita ji bhi theek hai, Ram ji bhi theek hai. So let's not. I thought I'll just touch that because a lot of people have become serious about this Sita Tyag. So there is no Sita Tyag. वो सब fit है उनका आपस में. So if somebody has problem, then don't do this. Do something which Ramji the other things, and then ask the question. If you can do those things, then yeah, none of us can do this. So let's just enjoy. So now it's almost Ramayana is over, like the whole Ramayana. Now Lavkush part we are not going to cover because when Lavkush were born, we know that they came and they recited Ramayana in front of Bhagwan Ram, and then Bhagwan Ram realized of Sita ji and they came. We know that. And at the end, Lakshmanji left the body. We know the story. When Lakshmanji left the body, Ram said, now he gave all to Lavkush, and then he said, I'll also go. And once I go, so Ayodhyavasi says some that we want to come with you. He said, okay, you come with me. So it is said that Bhagwan went into Saryu, and that maybe that's the time. And then everybody left. Bhagwan left for Vaikunt, from where he came. Anyway, Ram Avatar is over, not Bhagwan. See, that's another thing. Bhagwan kahin jate nahi hai, Bhagwan kahin aate nahi hai. Bhagwan is all pervading. So there is no question of coming and going. It is a Ram Avatar came and Ram Avatar. The avatar, the full definition is avatar is for a purpose, the divinity takes the form. When the purpose is over, the divinity, the manifestation is gone. भगवान तो ना कहीं जाते ना आते हैं, भगवान तो always there. The manifestation, which was there for a purpose, is gone. Like Durga was a manifestation, or Shivji was a manifestation, Krishna. So the purpose is over, manifestation is over. It's like that. हम लोग खेल खेलते हैं, वो लेडो बना, प्लेडो और लूडो, or whatever, the Jenga or whatever play. We make for a purpose, we make something out of that. When the party is over, it's gone. It's like that. So it's like that. So now let's talk about the messages, what we take from Ramayana. And I'll touch because we have limited time. So very quickly, my personal experience and my personal joy, and then we'll go to Bhagwan Ram. Very quickly, I'll touch, we don't have time. Personally, as I said in the beginning, my mother has read Ramayana 108 times. And I used to, my father, not that time, but so when we were little kids, we used to see that every day Ramayana is read in our home, every day. So I said, what is that? So we used to sit and just flip pages here and there, kuch sun bhi lete the. She will tell some katha, our grandfather. I think we got interested in, like, looks like. So my brother and me, we have 2 years of difference. Some of you know my elder brother, and I have a younger brother also. So my brother and we both of started getting into Ramayana. So we used to sit together and read Ramayana. Kuch samajh mein aata tha, and then we started going to pravachans, very young age. I think I remember I was 12, 13. My brother was 2.5, 3 years older than me. So we used to go for pravachan that time. So I remember our friends used to sometimes make fun. Hey, where do you go for pravachan? But so one day I remember one time we were listening to a pravachan. Ramji Maharaj was there very quickly. And he saw all 4 or 5 days we went there, my brother and all seniors were there. I remember we were the only young kids, 14, 15 years like. So one day, last day of the katha, he said, just hold on, don't go home. I want to talk to you. I still remember that day. And he said, what's your name? Vijay Sanjay. Okay. So he said, after pravachan, I want to come to your home. And it was like almost 5 kilometers from a Birla Mandir to our home, and like a downhill. And I said, Swamiji, why? He said, no, I want to come. Chalo chalte hain. So he was a sannyasi. He came with us. My mother got scared. What? You got a sannyasi? What these kids are doing? So I still remember he said, Mataji, Pitaji ko, I wanted to see कि विभीषण का घर इस लंका में कहाँ पर है, इसलिए मैं आया. वो चल के आया स्वामी जी. उसके बाद वो स्वामी जी हमें कभी मिले ही नहीं. We never met him. And he said that I wanted to see where is the Vibhishan home in this Lanka. So that is the impact of Ramayana. And we are 5 siblings. We are all different. Some of you know, all different personalities. All 5 are very different. But I don't remember any time in our life we had even disagreement. Never. And this is the credit goes to Ramayana. Look at Bharat and Lakshman saying, I don't want to be Yuvraj, you become Yuvraj. That is Ramayana. It's not our home. I'm sure everybody has a similar experience. I'm sharing my experience. That's the power of the Ramayana. It is not just a katha. It is our inheritance. We Hindus inherit that charitra in us. We'll see what Bhagwan does that. So, and again, so that's what my personal experience. So we had, even today, I mean, now we are all old, but we never had any arguments, any disagreement. And a lot of people say, what kind of brothers, sisters are they? And this is because of that everyday reading Ramayana at home, some or other vibration, and all the katha of Ramayana. So Ramayana I'm sure everybody has a similar experience. Another part of Ramayana is like that Vijayendra Prasad, who is father of Raja Rajamouli, R.R. Rajamouli. All Bahubali 1, 2, RRR, Bajrangi Bhaijaan, all super hit Bollywood movies, super duper hit, written by Vijayendra Rao. And there was one interview, I was listening to interview. Somebody said that, how do you write those scripts? Bahubali and then RRR, and you watch all those movies, he'll bring Ram somewhere in those. He said it is the influence of that Ramayana and Mahabharata, he says, in the Hindu DNA, the DNA of Bharat, not Hindu, the Bharat people, including Muslims, they enjoy those movies because it is in our DNA stories of Ramayana and Mahabharata. So Ram and Krishna, those charitra are so ingrained into our psyche that we enjoy them. And he said, that's why I bring those character big in way, those movies. And those movies are even today, they're so popular. Like they're blockbusters just because, and look at, they're nice movies. So that is the impact of Ramayana. And if it was not Ramayana, Mahabharata would not have made that impact. It was just because of Ramayana, Mahabharata could make that impact. So Ramayana is the foundation of Bharat Sanatan Dharma. So that's, I mean, there are many examples I give. In fact, when Ram Leela used to happen, a lot of our Muslim friends, they used to just join. Ram Leela chalenge, things like that. It has character Ram. So anyway, worldwide we know Ramayana. So very quickly so this is Ramayan's like Mahima, but now let's take the message of Ramayana. And this is my customized thing, right? It is not, Valmiki ji has given his own way, but this is my way. So there are two things there are many messages we can take from Bhagwan Ram's Charitra, but two things I personally have taken, and it has helped me a lot actually in my personal life also, social life, and I enjoy that. Number one is Dhrati. Bhagwan, when I do my dhyan, I sit in dhyan, and there is my prescription which I give to many parents. Many homes prescription is on the refrigerator. I say 3G and 1R. 3G means every day we should G means Gayatri Mantra, Gita Part, and Geet Bhajan. And 1R is meditation on Bhagwan Ram. That is one charitra. Any teaching in Bharat, doesn't matter, Shaiva, Vaishnava, Shakt, one character which has embodied and played all those teaching, that is Ram. So if we meditate on that character quality, you get that Shanti, and we have seen that Ram Nam ka prabhav. We'll see at the end. That's why when we chant Ram Nam Narayan, look at the Shanti we get it. We'll come to that in a few minutes. So anyway, so one thing we take it Dhrati, which is perseverance. In modern terms, it is acceptance. Our biggest problem, mental health, there are some doctors here and some experts. The biggest problem in America and worldwide is mental health. The biggest thing is acceptance is not there. And the moment we have rejection, there is a frustration. So acceptance is not that giving up. Again, Dhrati is not acceptance surrendering. Acceptance with that understanding, that is Dhrati. So one is Bhagwan Ram. An example, like when Bhagwan Ram was sent to, Lakshmanji was furious on Kekai. And everybody was so angry about Kekai and Mantra. And there is one shloka I'll read, right? So Bhagwan is saying to Lakshmanji, hold on, Lakshman. He says, there are multiple, we'll see one of them right there, because we don't have time. So he said, Sukh dukhe bhaya krodho labha labho bhava bhavau yasya kinchit tatha bhutam nanu devasya karma tat. He's telling Lakshman, it is not Kekai who is responsible. It is not Dasharath, it is not Mantra. And wonderful shlok in Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter. If we have to go through this principle, Bhagavad Gita is the place. So there is a shlok in Bhagavad Gita where Bhagwan is telling Arjun, and Arjun has the same problem which Lakshmanji has, like, why it is happening? I want to kill this. I want to Dasharath. Lakshmanji said, I want to arrest Dasharathji. He said that there is a shlok here. We'll just arrest Dasharathji. So Bhagwan is saying, no, hold on. Nobody is responsible. So there is in our Shastra, which is Bhagavad Gita, described very well. We all know that there is a word called Dev, not Dev, Dev, 2A. And Dev means a divine principle, we can say. Sometimes we call it Prarabdha, sometimes we call it Sanskar, Purva Janma Sanskar, various names, but it is the divine principle. So Bhagwan is saying in Gita, same thing Bhagwan is saying here. Bhagwan Gita is very clear. He says there are 5 reasons anything happens. Adhishthanam is Adhishthanam is body. For a karma to happen, there is a body. required. Then karta is the doer, that ego. Karanam, instruments. Like for example, 5 senses are instruments. Any action to happen, we need 5 senses. And then karta, karanam, adhishthanam, pratak cheshtha, then the desire to do something, cheshtha. And the last one, these all 4 are common to all of us. We do that, right? The last one which we miss is Devam. And Bhagavan is saying, neither it is Kaikai, nor Mantra, nor Dashrath, nor you, nor me. It is the Dev which decides. And this is, we call it Purujan, we call it Prarabdha, and that's what Bhagavan is saying. And that is called acceptance. That is called Dhriti. And we Hindus just rut, oh, there is 10 characteristics of dharma. और पूछो बहुत लोग बताते हैं धरती क्षमा दमोस्ते शौचम इंद्रिय निग्रह दशकाम धर्म लक्षणम. Each one is entire life we can spend on Dhriti. That's it. To understand that entire life. And if we get one, we are done. So for me personally, that's why I accepted, because this has helped me a lot. Ram Nam has helped me a lot to build that acceptance. And I mean, everybody has ups and downs in life. We all get. This has helped me, Ram Nam. Dhriti is Bhagavan. And the second Bhagavan's characteristic, there are many of them, we can take is Swadharma, Lok Sangraha. And when we remember when Vishwamitra ji, after giving the training to Bhagavan Ram, asked, what are you going to do with this training? 16-year-old Ram. I taught you all the Gayatri Mantra and all Ashtra Shastra. What are you going to do with this? So he says, Go sadhu hitarthaya chadeshasya hitaya cha tav vachanam kartum udyat. I'm going to use this teaching for Go, sadhu. Go means, of course, environment, animals. Sadhu is the innocent people. Deshasya hitaya cha. And the desh, where I belong to. That's it. All my teaching, and that is Lok Sangraha. That is Lok Sangraha. The entire teaching Bhagavan gave to Arjun in Bhagavad Gita is, and Bhagavan is saying, Arjun, you're missing the whole point here. This is not a war. This is the Lok Sangraha. And the entire Bhagavan Ram's, every action of his, whether it is Shabri, whether it is Sugriv, whether it is Vibhishan, in the background, it is Swadharma or Lok Sangraha. What he's doing. So 2 things we can take from Bhagavan Ram is Lok Sangraha and Dhriti. There are many characteristics. But when we read Ramayana again and again, that's what we need to read. Wherever Bhagavan has done all this. And that's why I tell people, forget about Sita ji ko, Tyag and all those things. Let's do this thing. If we can do this, then we are entitled to question Bhagavan Ram is done right or wrong. So first thing is, so Dhriti is, and that we know that the first, according to Manu Maharaj, the first characteristic of dharma is Dhriti. When he gave the definition. So Dhriti, I'm coming to a little bit psychology, and that's my subject, and I have a talk on that. Right? So Dhriti and Swadharma, if we add those, that become emotional quotient. And there is an IQ, intelligent quotient, and there is an EQ, emotional quotient. So IQ is by birth. Most of us are born with IQ. And luckily, the people who are in America, they have IQ, or they see. So that is taken care. The problem is EQ, emotional. Emotionally, we are weak. That's a whole problem. Sukh dukh is all emotion. That's Bhagavan said, there is no sukh dukh. It is all there. Just accept it. And that is so. So acceptance, if we have higher and expectation less, then EQ is higher. The formula is EQ equal to A divided by E. A is acceptance, and that is very well described in Bhagavad Gita. But so Bhagavan's one characteristic is Dhriti, the acceptance. And higher the acceptance, lower the frustration. Or frustration, there's a sukh dukh. There's no frustration. Sukh dukh is there. So Bhagavan said there is, because that's not in my control. And we call it niyati or vidhata or destiny, whatever we call it. It is all fixed. And no other, I can say, the teaching in the world, and I'm sure everybody has read a lot of books. I have read almost all religion teachings and principles. No better than Hindu teachings, especially Upanishad and Ramayana and Bhagavad Gita. They have described destiny. No other people have described destiny that way. All others say it is God willing, and everybody says it is will of God. But what is will of God? What is my Swadharma? Nobody has done that. That's why even Western philosophers have come to India. For this is the only reason they come. They read our Shastra. The Drati, that acceptance, the Swadharma, Lok Sangra. Nobody has talked about that. So anyway, so that's what we read, right? So now we'll have last 10 minutes. We'll close with Tulsidas ji's message. So that was my own thing, that what I got from Ramayana. And now we'll see what Tulsidas ji says, because that is ultimate. And I have learned from Tulsidas ji a lot. So I think, so Tulsidas ji, at the end of Ramcharitmanas, that will end. That is what essence or message from the Ramayana. So we all know that Ramcharitmanas, Tulsidas ji has used very nicely Shiv Parvati Samvad. Tulsidas ji was, I'm telling you that Vijayendra Rao se bhi badi script Tulsidas ji ki hai. I mean, that's what he is using that. So there's no person who better is screenplay writer than Tulsidas ji. How he depicts the whole scene. So he has created multiple characters. One is Shiv Parvati in that, and it is Shiv Parvati Samad. He says, Tulsidas ji want to say something, he'll say through Shivji is like that. So the katha is over. Shivji explained the whole katha to Parvati ji, and then Parvati ji said at the end of Tulsi, almost last part of Tulsi, she says to Shivji that, oh, you told me the katha, now I know he is Bhagavan, because that's what she had doubt. So when she left Shivji says, you go, but I know what is going to happen. And see, he says, you go, and hoi hai wahi jo Ram rachi rakha, ko kari tark bada vahi saka. You're making arguments, but you will get the answer. And at the end, look at that. That was the Chopais Tulsidas Shivji said. Now at the end, Parvati says, when the whole katha is over, Dhanya dhanya mein dhanya Tripurari. I am blessed Tripurari. Shankar ji ko bol rahi hai. Sunehu Ram gun bhav bhai hari. I was able to listen to Ram gun. Look at the entire katha is Ram gun. She is talking about that. Exactly, it is all about gun of Bhagavan Ram. Sunahu Ram gun bhav bhai hari. So I modified when I read. I said, Dhanya dhanya mein dhanya Goswami ji. Dhanya dhanya mein Goswami ji. Because of you, Sunahu Ram gun bhav bhai hari. Now look at that. What does gun will do? Bhav means this whole sansar. That's what we call bhav. Bhai, and that is the first quality Hindu should have. Any devotee is abhayam. In Bhagavad Gita 16th chapter, Bhagavan says, Arjuna asks, what is the quality of a devotee? He said, abhayam sattva sanshuddhi yoga vyavasthiti. First quality of a devotee is abhayam. We are, and Swami Dayanand ji has explained it so well in few sentences. Why we have abhayam? Because I don't know I am Purna. Every time, if my stomach is empty, I'll feel hungry, right? Because I am missing the energy, food. And that is food. But the consciousness is already full of divinity. But I look for the whole world thing because I forgot that I am full. So, and that is the missing part. And I want to become full. That is a jnana. So, and that is the fear. We all have fear. The fear is what? Something I want to gain, I don't have. I may gain or not. What I got it, now I may lose it. That's it. That's the only fear we have. But our Shastra says, you are already full. Nothing to gain, nothing to lose. It is all devam. Whatever sukh dukh you have, that is because of the prarabdha. That is not in your control anyways. The destiny you call it, right? That is not whatever has to come to your life will come. We all know that one family, 5 siblings, 4 siblings, all are different. Somebody may be doing so good, somebody may not be doing. Who decides? Same parents, same DNA. That is called Dev. That is called destination. So what is the fear about? Everything is already written. Whatever you are supposed to get, you will get it. That's what Bhagavan told Lakshman ji. So that's what Sunehu Ram gun bhav bhai hari. Jisse mera bhai chala jayega. Bhai of what? Bhai of the sansar. And sansar bhai means gain and loss. Like I am going to lose something, I have to gain. You're not going to gain anything. You're not going to lose anything. And that is dhrati. That perseverance. Dhrati means jnana. That understanding. So we'll just close with Tulsidas' last chopai. And he says मौसम दीन न दीन हित तुम समान रघुवीर. Now Tulsidas ji is telling directly to Bhagwan. So far he has used all character, Kakushan ji, Garud ji, Shiv Parvati, Yagyaval, Bharadwaj. He has used 5 characters, right? Now he is talking directly to Bhagwan. That is culmination of Ramcharitmanas. That's why he called it Ramcharitmanas. At this time, I'm sure when he's writing, Tulsidas' consciousness was full of Ram Charit, full of Ram Charit, nothing else in his. And then he's saying, Mosam Deen and Deen Hit Tum Samana Raghuveer. There is no one like Deen. Deen means who doesn't know things. Humble. Tum Samana Raghuveer. Nobody is like who can help the Deen people, right? Raghuveer. Asa Vichara Raghuvansh Mani Haram Visham Bhavbir. Same word he has used, which Parvati ji says. Asa Vichara Raghuvansh Mani. Just imagine myself to be your humble devotee. Haro Visham Bhavbir. Same Visham means the sansar. Bhav is sansar. Visham is odd. Everything in sansar is like duality. चलती चक्की देख कर दिया कबीरा रोए दो पाटन के बीच में साबत बचाना कोई. कबीर जी से कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. ये दो पाटन, there are 2 wheels. You are churned inside those wheels. You have no choice. So he says, Visham Bhavbir, that fear in me of the sansar, take it away. And then he adds, he closes with what we are going to close with, right? Kam hi nari piyari jimi, lobh hi pri jimi dam, timi raghunath nirantara pri lago hi mohiram. Wow, beautiful analogy and metaphor. It's like a whole story in that. He says, Kami hi nari piyari. Kami means when the desires at the age, it's not talking about nari or purush. Our desires are age-based. A little kid has a desire for a toy. When I am young, I have a desire for a car. When I am like professional, I have a desire for a good job. But this, if you're a little kid, if you say, you want to be a CEO, he says, I don't care about CEO. Little kid wants a toy because his desire is for a toy. Doesn't matter what is CEO, doesn't know. Little kid, you will say, oh, you want a Tesla? I don't know, I want a toy. So the desire is based on the age. But the age is over, the desire is gone. An old person, if you say, okay, oh, there is a dance happening in the bar, I have a headache, I'm going out to stand outside, I'm an old guy, I don't enjoy that music. But the desire of that music is gone. So Tulsidas ji says, Kami hinare piyare ji, jaise desire chali jati hai. I don't want my love toward like the desire of age based or time space. I want desire like lobh hi priji dimidam. Lobh jo hota, greed for money doesn't go away. Little kid has the same money, even the old people have more. My 401k should be just for this. My stock market, even people are dying, they say, oh, what happened to my money? The will, the dam, which is money. So lobhi ka dam, as you get more money, more greed. And we know that whole time, 1980s, America there is a big slogan, right? When the Microsoft, the IT boom was there, is need is become greed. That was a whole big thing in America discussion. Need is gone, everything is greed. So he's saying, लोभ ऐसा greed होनी चाहिए मेरे को आपके नाम की, एक बार और नाम लूं राम का, लोभी की तरह. So that's a metaphor he's given कि लोभी की तरह मेरे को प्यार होना चाहिए आपसे, कि और मिले तो और चाहिए. I want more Ram Naam. So that with that Tulsidas ji ends, and he says again the same thing we said. Te sansar patang ghor kirne na dayanti manava. The people who have that kind of love for Bhagwan Ram, that greed, the lobh, Ram Naam ka lobh, that people, the sansar doesn't affect them. So with that we are all. So I'll just imagine we'll do Ram Naam, right? 5 minutes last. Imagine a number you can 10 in your. I mean you can mind. There is number 10. So there is nice ukti. Ukti means a saying. Ram Naam ko ank hai. So when you say 10, one is 0 and one is ank. One is ank, 0 is not ank. So now imagine, right? Beautifully, you can imagine in your mind. Ram Naam ko ank hai. 10 ka number dimag mein rakhiye, 10. Ram Naam ko ank hai. So ank is Ram Naam. Sab sadhan hai soon. Soon means 0. All those sadhan, all the whatever hard you do, puja, paad, abhishek, yatra, sab sadhan hai soon. अगर अंक गए कछु हाथ नहीं, अंक रहे 10 गुण. If you remove one, Zero has no value. You can have multiple zeros. Remove one, it's all zero. So you can have Tirth Yatra, you can have this thing, you can have 101,000 Ramayana part, Sundarkand part, doesn't matter. If one is there, that is Ram Nam. Then it has a value. Otherwise, it's zero. It's null and void. And that's the problem most of us have. I have read Ramayana, I have read Ram Leela, but with the Ank is missing, then everything is zero. So Ram Naam ko Ank hai, sab sadhan hai soon. Ank gaye kachu hath nahi, Ank rahe 10 gun. If Ank putter is 10 times, immediately zero become 10, because there is Ank 1. If you remove Ank, zero is zero. And that is what Ramayana. So we'll do our Ram chant. Let me pull my screen. Okay. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah, it's loading. Yeah, now I can see.
Okay. Ram Ram Jaya Sita Ram.
Ram Ram Jaya Sita Ram.
Ram Ram Jaya Raja Ram.
Ram Ram Jaya Raja Ram.
Shabda Brahma Paratpar Ram.
Shabda Brahma Paratpar Ram.
Kalatmak Parameshwar Ram.
Kalatmaka Parameshwara Ram.
Kaushalya Sukhvardhan Ram.
Kausalya Sukhavardhana Ram.
Shrimat Dasharath Nandan Ram.
Srimata Dasharathanandana Ram.
Shabari Datta Phalashan Ram.
Shabari Datta Palashana Ram.
Hanumat Sevit Nij Pad Ram.
Hanumata Sevita Nijapada Ram.
Samasta Loko Dharak Ram.
Samasta Loko Dharak Ram.
Dharma Sthapana Tatpar Ram.
Dharma
Dharma
Sthapana
Sthapana
Tatpara Ram.
Tatpara Ram.
Ram Ram Jaya Sita Ram.
Ram
Ram
Ram Jaya
Ram Jaya
Sita
Sita Ram.
Ram Ram Jaya Raja Ram.
Ram
Ram
Ram Jaya
Ram Jaya
Raja Ram.
Raja Ram.
So all this Ramayana, Bhagwan has in his yatra, Kaushalya, Dasharath, Shabri, Hanumat, everyone. For what? And the last line says, Samast Loko Dharak Ram. Lok Udharan, Lok Sangra. That's the purpose Ram came and did the yatra. Lokodharak, and Dharma Sthapana Tatpar Ram. That's why we say that whole definition. Marich says Bhagwan Ram's, when Ravan was asking who's Ram, he says Ramo Vigravan Dharma. Sadhu Satya Parakrama. Raja Sarvasya Lokasya Devanam Vasavayev. He is Lokasya Raja. Everybody loves him. He is himself embodiment of Dharma. And that is Bhagwan Ram we went through. So the last, आराम की तलब है तो राम राम कर, आराम की शरण में आराम मिलेगा. So आराम की शरण में आराम मिलेगा और राम की तलब है तो राम राम कर. So आराम means shanti. That's the reason all our, and here also will when say Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. That Om is Ram, Bhagwan ka naam. Shanti is the ultimate. All of us need Shanti. That is actually, if anybody asks what you want, Shanti, peace of mind. That Shanti is Ram Naam. And that is the goal. So while if you're doing Ram Naam, we are doing whatever reading, the whole goal is Shanti, and it comes. So Aram is Shanti. So Aram ki talab hai to Ram Ram. So Ram Naam se hai ki we get the Shanti, and that is the ultimate goal of life, right? Mana Shanti. So that's why our prayer start with Om and ends with Shanti. So with that, we'll end our Ramayana. Ram Lakshmana Janaki. Jai Bolo.
Jai Bolo Hanuman.
Hanuman ki.
Okay, so thank you for joining, and we'll continue to read. Anyway, all reading, but continue to read. And it was